Don't be shy. Hi everyone, this is Ryan Cassata and I'm here with Davey Wavey.
Hey guys!
Yes, very exciting, and we just did a video on his channel about being shirtless, and yeah, we wanted to take it back to this channel so we could further explain what's going on in terms of being shirtless. So you take your shirt off quite a lot in your videos.
I'm a nipple expert.
Yeah, and I take my shirt off too, and I do get a lot of hate for it, and I get a lot of things that I wouldn't expect from society. I'm wondering if you get the same things.
I'd say the #1 question that I get asked when I'm shirtless is if I've had surgery, because my tits are fairly voluminous, and you know, there's a lot of meat there, and for me, I'm always kind of like taken aback by it. I'm like, well, no, I go to the gym. Like, I'm a little guy, so they probably look bigger than they are. But you get asked a lot of questions about being shirtless. What's your #1?
The #1 question that people ask me is, one is like, who did you go to for surgery? So they like,
we're kind of in the same boat.
Yeah. They just like automatically assume, right? And then the other question is like, who was your surgeon? And I guess that's because like they want to know who was my surgeon so they could find a surgeon. But then there's also like cis people and cis people that aren't queer that ask me tons of questions about my chest. And if I'm like around a bunch of cis people and one person asks me a question, then it's all of a sudden like everyone all of a sudden has a question about it that they've been like dying to ask for like a really long time.
They're like afraid to ask, or someone kind of breaks the ice.
Yeah.
But like, does that irritate? Like, it's not your job. You're not put on this planet to like educate cis people about like your life. And does that bother you when you get those questions, or
it depends where it is, you know?
It's
like
if it's
like if you're out on the street and stuff and they're asking, or like you're at a restaurant and it's like everyone's talking loud and it's like they're asking it, it's like, oh my god, like who do I not want to hear about my whole personal surgery history, you know? Or it like totally just like will out me as trans, and what if I'm not in a safe place?
And what if it's also none of their fucking business?
Yeah.
Like, it's also like there's
it really isn't.
Right. Like there's a line, I think, between like I get it that people are curious and it's good to have these conversations, but at a certain point, like, it's also you and your body, and like you have to kind of watch out for your own privacy. Do people ever ask you if they can like see your scars?
Yeah, definitely.
So like, what do you say? Like,
well, like a lot of times people will ask me, like they'll just keep asking, so what does it look like? How thick is the scar? And I'll be like, do you just want me to take my shirt off? Like, that's obviously what you're asking right now.
That's really the motivation, is that they want to be naked.
Yeah. Do you feel like your body is overly sexualized because you're buff?
Yeah, it's tough, because like I also I've done, you know, like photo shoots and stuff that are very sexual, and I talk about things that are very sexual on the videos. But I think what's always kind of interesting is when I like interact with people who watch my videos, people generally feel like they ask if they can like see my nipple, they want to touch my chest, or like for me to flex and to touch it. And I kind of always like nervously just play along. But inside I'm kind of like, ooh, this is like really uncomfortable. It almost feels like because I talk about sex and because of who I am, that people almost feel like entitled to do things without even really like. And sometimes they don't ask. Sometimes they're just like, let me touch your chest, and
totally
start squeezing. I'm just kind of like, this is the part that is just completely fucked.
Yeah.
So when you start to think about it, like, okay, so maybe before like you had top surgery, you couldn't go topless or felt weird about it, and then it's the same fucking nipple. And the more you think about it, the dumber you get, because it's like, because none of it makes any sense. It's like, this nipple couldn't be seen because there was extra tissue here, but now this nipple can be seen because what?
Yeah, because really because if it comes down to that, like, oh, you could transition your gender and then your nipple could be seen. So it's like, then why can't everyone's nipple be seen?
It's so dumb. Like, it makes no sense that, like, somewhere, and why would that be the thing that they decide to cover up? Why not your elbow or something? Like, they're like, ooh, like, that's so, like, so scandalous. Like,
and it's really just, like, to our society, too. Because, like, if you go to Europe, like, everyone could take their shirts off.
Wouldn't it be awesome if we lived in a world where people you could have nudity. Nudity could exist without that being sexual. In our world, you know, that's definitely, it's not the case. Like, the two are so intertwined, and it's unfortunate.
I say,
get naked.
Yeah, we should take our shirts off.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, we should. We should. And because, like, we have two very different chests. Don't be shy. And we have two very different chests, right? But they're both, like, overly sexualized, and people, like, want to ask a lot of questions,
right? Just
because, like, maybe we don't have, like, stereotypical chests. Like, we both have a story.
Yeah,
we both have a story. We both have had, like, you've had to work out, I've had to, like, get work done, you know?
Yeah, and here they are for all the world to see.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like, music playing.
Oh, there will be. No shame.
People always ask me too in my videos, because I, less so lately, but when I first started YouTube, I was shirtless a lot in my videos, and I'm sure you get this too. There's this criticism that you're, like, doing it for views, and it is true. Like, it's real that
people want to see it.
That when you are shirtless, people are more likely to click it. But at the end of the day, like, if people want tits, there are a lot of tits on the internet.
Yeah,
you can get those tits in far more productive places than YouTube.
You could just Google that.
So I like to think that maybe sometimes the skin pulls people in, but ultimately you have to have a message for people to stick around. When I started making videos, I was shirtless because I was shirtless at my house, and so I turned the camera on. It felt disingenuous to be like, well, hang on, let me go put clothes on. Like, I was filming myself in the state bed, and I get hot very easily. So being shirtless is nice, natural ventilation. Yeah, so just let it all breathe, you know.
Yeah, totally. It's just crazy. Like, you could, like, have always had your nipples out, but now I could have mine out, but I've only been able to have mine out for the last 3 years and 8 months, you know?
And I have more tissue on around my nipple.
Yeah, and I have, like, only, like, 6% of what
ever
I've had. Yeah. Two very different chests, the same sexualization, and we both could show our nipples, which is stupid and great at the same time. And everyone should be able to show their nipples. Yeah,
Ryan was like, how do we make sense of this? And I was like, you don't.
We can't.
Like, you can't. There is no sense to be made. It's just pointing out the ridiculousness of the situation.
Yeah. The only thing to be said is, like, everyone should be able to take their shirts off on YouTube and, like, everywhere else, walking down the street, whatever you want to do, because it shouldn't be sexualized.
Yeah. Free the fucking nipple. Hashtag
yes,
free the fucking nipple.
Make sure to check out the video on Davey's channel. We will see you all later. Bye.
Thanks, guys.